Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today I've got you guys my updated controller settings. If you're struggling with the aiming in this game, hopefully these settings will help you. I'm going to go through every major setting and explain it to you so you can understand it better and maybe change it the way you like it. So before you get into the actual controller settings, it's important that we first go through the gameplay and UI settings. Make sure your FOV is on 120. If you're a COD player, you might be familiar with the whole FOV thing being on like 115 or 105. On this game, that does not matter. You can change it to 120. However, if you do prefer a little lower FOV, you can change it down to like 115. For example, if you're a main AR player, this will help you a lot. But for me, I like it on 120 and I don't feel that big of a difference in this game when I use it on 115. For the ADS field of view, it is very important that you put this on consistent, and I'll show you why in just a second. As you can see, independent zooms the entire screen down to your sights, I think to your default FOV. It is trash. Don't play with this. You want to be playing on consistent. As you can see this time when I ADS, it barely zooms the FOV in. I think it just keeps it at your FOV level, which will just give you this feeling of having no recoil, or like more no visual recoil, if that makes sense. So do give this a go. I would definitely not recommend using independent at all. Stick to consistent and get used to it. ADS behavior, keep that on hold. ADS sensitivity transition, keep this on instant. Melee during ADS, keep that off. Aiming interrupts reload, keep that on. So make it a lot easier for you to reload cancel. Crouch behavior, keep this on toggle. Sprint behavior, keep this on tap, but the most important setting here is the auto sprint. Keep this on if you're on controller. That way you will not kill your movement stick by constantly pressing it down to sprint. And since you don't have to manually sprint every time, you will have the better movement instead of the game just waiting for you to press your sprint button down. Auto sprint threshold, keep this on 10. Sprint interrupts reload, you can keep this on as well. It's another way of reload cancelling. It's up to you. And the rest of the settings in here, you can just look at it. For the height limits, you want to change this down a little lower than what the default setting is. I think the default is max. This way you can see your minimap a lot better. The most important thing here is that your minimap will be closer to the middle of the screen instead of the top left. So you have to move your eyes a little instead of moving your eyes all the way to the top left, which onto the actual controller settings. Your button loud and stick loud is completely up to you and what you like most. For me, I do have triggers at the back of my controller, so I don't play claw or anything like that. I just play with the triggers. Aim assist, you want to leave this on standard, and then 0-0. This one is pretty important. In my previous controller video, I said you should use linear. However, between linear and reverse S-curve, it is completely up to you. Linear makes your aim feel a lot more consistent. As you can see there, your aim rate speed is tied directly to stick movement with no dampening or boost based on input value. At the start of this game, I did play linear. It wasn't bad until I switched over to reverse S-curve, and then things just started to feel amazing again for some reason. That's because reverse S-curve feels a lot like COD's aiming. So I recommend giving it a go and see if you like it. Otherwise, stick to linear. Don't use standard. For this video, I would say you should use reverse S-curve. It feels the most smooth, and I've been hitting my shots a lot more consistently over linear, but like I said, it's completely up to you. However, I play on 60-60. It feels the best for me, so you just got to find your sense, and the best way to do that is just by running around here and seeing which sense fits the best for you, or in-game of course, and just tuning it how you like it. I do recommend experimenting with high sensitivity and low sensitivity. It's completely up to you. ADS sensitivity multiplier, keep this on 1. High zoom, again, completely up to you. So then the dead zones for the left and right stick. This is up to your controller and how old it is. Normally the older controllers have a lot more drift on it. If you have any stick drift, just tune it here to the point where it does not drift anymore. For me, my left stick drifts a little, so I put it on 3. My right stick has no drift. Just bump it up by 1 until you get no more stick drift. Otherwise, if you can manage this on stick drift, just put it on the lowest. That way you get the least amount of input latency. Acceleration speed multiplier, put this on 1. I mean, if you're a creature, you can invert your stuff as well. I'm not going to do that though. And of course, you want to turn off controller vibration. Then I'm not going to explain all these settings. I'm just going to quickly gloss over them. These settings do give me the best FPS, so I recommend you try them out. Do put your display mode on full screen though. I'm using windowed full screen because I'm recording a video. It just makes things a lot more easier. And then here at language and accessibility, please put your flashbang effect on dark mode. That way you don't absolutely lose your eyesight at the age of 20 because of the amount of flashbangs people use in this game. Wondering how the people change the colors of the enemies, you do it here by colorblind mode. You can change to whatever. But I personally like default. Yeah guys, that is my controller settings. Hopefully I've helped you out in some way, and if I did, please remember to subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.